So as I've told a lot of you before, and most of you know, but I keep on reiterating it because we are a growing channel here. 1,400 subscribers now in the Ben Garcia Show. In about 8-9 months, it has been a grind. It's been awesome, but here in Phoenix, I cover the Arizona Cardinals. I cover the Arizona sports teams. So yesterday, I was out at training camp practice, and for those who are not able to go to those practices because you're not a media member, you're just a fan, which is all great and dandy, that's my job to report to you. Training camp is very simply, it's fun, it's kind of luxurious to be able to stand on the field and get a first-class look at these players, whether it's Marvin Harrison Jr., whether it's Kyler Murray, whoever it is on the Arizona Cardinals. Let me just paint you a picture. First, there's Jonathan Gannon's press conference, being available at that. You can be. That took place beforehand. And then you go out onto the field, you watch the practices, but the only thing you can record and the things that you can observe and tweet about and report about are only the first 20 minutes of practice. Basically, when you're in the Cardinals' house, you play by the Cardinals' rules, which is totally fair. They want to save a lot of that content for themselves. I get it. That's just how the media world works. But for the first 20 minutes, you can record, you can post about it, you can report about what's going on Twitter, social media, whatever it is. So yesterday when I'm at Cardinals camp, the first thing you're looking for is where's Marvin Harrison Jr.? Where is Marvin Harrison Jr.? And at first, he wasn't out there. It takes a second for him to come out in the field. You immediately notice Marvin Harrison Jr.'s presence. As a Cardinal fan, as a media member, it's kind of hard not to look and wow at the presence of Marvin Harrison Jr. Not only is that a big dude, man, he's long. He has all the characteristics to be an elite wide receiver in the NFL. He has no bust. After getting a close up and personal look at Marvin Harrison Jr., and I know you can only report on the first 20 minutes, but I stayed for the whole practice, being able to get my eyes on him, he looks good. Marvin Harrison Jr. looks really good. He looks the part, he looks big, and he is a mesmerizing presence for the Arizona Cardinals. And that's kind of what I'm doing here in this segment, is just painting the picture for you, what I saw, what people will see as they go out on training camp, the things that are reported upon. And that was the first thing. Marvin Harrison Jr. is a real deal dude. I mean, he is a physical presence. It is tough to miss that guy. It is tough to look out in the crowd and for him to blend in. He was that guy. Other takeaway. Kyler Murray looks bigger. Kyler Murray, obviously he doesn't look tall. He looks like an average height human being. But for those that come after Kyler Murray's height and Kyler Murray's stature, one of my superpowers in this business is being able to take the fanboy glasses off, being able to take the media fanboy glasses off. I can do that. I can be very unbiased, sometimes to a fault. Kyler Murray looks just like any other NFL player. Yes, he's a little shorter, sure. Greg Dortch is out there playing wide receiver. He looks kind of small, but we know that he's like a muscle hamster and just bounces off tackles. That's exactly what Greg Dortch does. That guy plays like he's 6'4", which is why he's the only real wide receiver on this team who's under 6 foot that's actually going to play. But Kyler Murray, he doesn't look small. He looks like he belongs in that presence. And the way the ball zips out of his hands and the way that we've seen him progress over the offseason, the maturity, the growth, Kyler looks really, really good. I would not be surprised if this is Kyler Murray's best year as an Arizona Cardinal. I would not be surprised if Kyler Murray surprises a lot of people in the NFL landscape, because a lot of people have already written him off as being a miss or a player that has no chance of succeeding in the NFL. I know he's a little short, but Kyler Murray looks like a real deal dude. And he's been locked in, and he's been more mature. And everything that I've seen from Kyler now on the field and off the field since last season is not only are Marvin Harrison and Kyler Murray going to be a connection, but Kyler Murray's going to have a great year. And watching that Drew Petzing offense last year, I'm even more sure of it now. And that takes me to my last point from what I saw at Cardinals training camp. There's just a sense of maturity with this team. There's just a difference between the Cliff Kingsbury era and the Jonathan Gannon era. We heard Jonathan Gannon speak before practice yesterday, and just a calmness to him, just a leadership presence to him. And like I said before, just the overall confidence that this team's going to win games. This team will never be terrible under Jonathan Gannon. Doesn't mean Jonathan Gannon's going to be the head coach forever. But with this regime, with the way that they do business, they will never be an incompetent franchise ever again, as long as they keep these guys. Now, will there be seasons that they miss the playoffs? Sure. Competent franchises miss the playoffs all the time. Whether it's injuries or whether it's just a down year, they are a team that at the very least is competent. And that's one of the few things that I have to see from this team. And hearing Sean Murphy-Bunting speak yesterday, hearing Max Melton speak yesterday, hearing James Conner speak yesterday. James Conner is a leader. He knows his role in this team. He doesn't care about how many yards he gets. He just wants to win. Sean Murphy-Bunting brings a real maturity to this team, not just a maturity off the field, but a maturity on the field. He knows what it takes to win. He's been on a Super Bowl championship roster with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And then finally, Max Melton. Keep your eye on Max Melton this year. Keep your eye on that second-round cornerback out of Rutgers. That's a guy that I was into when they drafted him. But hearing him speak, hearing the confidence, he has all the swagger to be a shutdown corner in this league. Again, it doesn't mean he will be. Doesn't mean he's going to be Patrick Surtain 2.0. But I believe the floor for Max Melton is at minimum this year Sean Murphy-Bunting. And if you add Sean Murphy-Bunting and Max Melton to that equation, who's already a historic leap over Marco Wilson, it's a huge jump for the cornerback room to be incompetent as it was last year to a possible middle of the road strength of this defense. I was very impressed with what I saw from the Cardinals yesterday, and just an overall giddiness and energy to want to be out there. That is what I wanted to see from day one from the Arizona Cardinals. Now, I'll be out there more often. You can hit me up with questions in the comments section. I respond to everything. You can message me in DMs at Ben Garcia Show. Find me on any social media platform. I'll look out for the things that my subscribers want me to see. But overall, a fantastic training camp for the Arizona Cardinals at day one. I'll be out there periodically, every so often. If you have questions, I would love to answer them. If you want me to look out for something, I will. My first feed is you, the subscribers. But overall, those are my takeaways. Marvin Harrison Jr. is huge. He's a presence, and he's going to at least be, at minimum, very good in the NFL. Elite, that's hard to tell. It's hard to tell until we see it more often play in regular season games. Max Melton is going to be, at minimum this year, a Sean Murphy-Bunting with his confidence and swagger and the overall praise he's gotten from players on the field. Sean Murphy-Bunting is mature. James Conner is a leader. And Kyler Murray does not look like he used to, both physically and emotionally. And overall, that is a great thing for the Arizona Cardinals.